Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
So Israel Adesanya, is deciding to take a break from mixed martial arts. Guys, this is one thing that I will say. When you start feeling the feeling that you actually need to, or you start to kind of lose love of whatever it is that you're doing, you do need to step back. And I think Israel Adesanya is in a position, not just one, to recover himself, to heal his mind, to go out and explore. But honestly, I wouldn't even be around the sport. If I'm Israel Adesanya, I would completely not even fight, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you really need a break like that, you're talking about a long extended break. You want to get away from the sport. You really do, man. Dude, when I retired the first time, even though I was kind of involved in the coaching, I was never really doing anything that had to do with MMA, like physically. You know, I was just kind of more studying the actual sport. So I think of Israel Adesanya and how long more likely he's going to take off. Because you guys have to keep in mind, too, Israel Adesanya is 35 years old. Let's say he takes 3 years off. That's 38. I mean, that's like I think he's getting ready to turn 36. I could be wrong. But either way, how long is too long if he is going to take a break? Do I believe he needs a break? 100%. Do I believe he deserves it? Yeah. Do I believe it when he comes back, will he get a title shot? Of course. You know why? Because you do it tactically. You want to be a fighter who's eventually you want to be missed, especially when you lose like that. Because I think we could all raise our hand and say that more likely Sean Strickland's not going to hold the title for too long, especially if Kamaru Usman, who's already beat him, and then you have Hamza Chimaev, the winner of that. I mean, stylistically, these guys could strike and they could grapple. Will Sean Strickland be able to hold a person like that? What I'm trying to say is, Israel Adesanya is taking the right step. He's taking the right step, one, business-wise, and then two, also for his mind. But my biggest thing as somebody who took the time off, I got two questions for you. How long? And will you actually really stay away from the sport rather than still training and being involved? Because that could be to me, that could be the biggest difference on how is it that if Israel Adesanya does come back and then eventually, retain that middleweight strap once again. What you got for me, Matthew?
So obviously, in the past, Usman and Adesanya have said that they're not going to fight each other. Say Kamaru Usman's the champion by the time Israel comes back. Do you think Adesanya is going to come back and fight at 205?
Woo, that's a good one. Did you guys hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, 100%. And I've always fought with Kamaru Usman to become a double champ. Even if they're from to say boys, like I'm Kamaru Usman's boy. But I will say this, Israel Adesanya will fight Kamaru. And I hope if Kamaru does win and all this stuff happens, he's able to see that, because you are in a dog-eat-dog world. Like, it's not, to me, there's no friendships. To me, it's all about legacy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll fight any of my friends for an Olympic gold medal. I'll fight any of those dudes for a flyweight and a bantamweight belt. You know what I'm saying? So I think when that line is crossed, I think that would be a great fight. The UFC has always talked about going to Africa, but I think the biggest thing for Kamaru is could he actually win? Will he actually be able to do that? You know what I'm saying? Will that storyline that maybe some of you guys already thought of, will that eventually happen? If it does happen, Kamaru does become champion, I do believe that Israel Adesanya would fight him. What you got for me, Matthew?
So do you have like a timeline for how long you think he should sit out for? 1 year, 2 years?
If I'm him, dude, and I wouldn't see, because these guys, they live on an island, dude. Like, it's beautiful. I would travel. I would have fun. I would really allow myself to miss it. I would spend a lot of time in nature, and I would go out, dude. If I was single again. Ladies and gentlemen, anyways, all that stuff, you need that break, man, to be able to really conquer what's next, dude. This is why, like, every time I would fight, like, I wasn't that guy. Oh, yeah, I was back at the gym on Monday. I'm like, hell no. When I took a fight, whether I won or I lost, I always made sure to take that break, not just for my body, but for my damn mind. Like, that's ego too sometimes for somebody to come back on Monday. I'm not saying that you don't have that desire, you're anxious. I'm not saying that everybody's a liar, but I will say that 99.9% of the people who do that are liars. Because if you did train hard, if you did do what you had to do. It's like whether you won or you lost, you deserve it. You deserve that time off. So I'm in Israel's shoes right now. I would party, dude. I would go to Thailand. I would go to all these places, but I would only do that for 6 months. Cuba, Brazil, you name it. I would do that, but for 6 months. After those 6 months, kind of start to ease your way back into the game. And I would keep your retirement. Close to 2 years rather than what I did for 3. You know what I'm saying? But I never really had that spark that made me really want to come back again until I'm just like, all right, man, you have a champion who keeps winning. He keeps winning. He'll call me out. He's controversial. You know, okay, it's cool, man. It's exciting. So I think Israel can be in that position, but I think Israel takes 6 months, party, have fun. Within that 6 month mark, come back and slowly start to, study the game, and then take your fight, and then go to training camp. But I wouldn't go like a madman. The hard way is not always the best way.
So Israel's teammate Alex Volkanovski also fights pretty frequently. Do you think he should maybe look into taking a break coming up soon?
No. See, now with Volkanovski, it's different. With Volkanovski, it's completely different because once if you're feeling it, you want to fight every 2 to 3, every 4 months. Get on that train. But that's just because his headspace somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? He wants to. He's like, yeah, I want to say Volkanovski even said, hey, if I feel good for January 20th, I want to fight that fight too if I become double champ. You know what I'm saying? Like there's an inspiration that guys what's making him, extremely dangerous, it's giving him this legacy that he wants where there's never going to be a 145-pounder like Alexander Volkanovski. So that's where he's at. His space is elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's where everybody else wants to be. You want to fight anyone, anytime, anywhere, according to that damn dollar. So, and Israel should look into a guy like Volkanovski because Volkanovski has that eagerness. And because he has that eagerness, you should wait till you start feeling what Volkanovski's feeling in order for you to actually come back and retain that middleweight championship once again.